And finally, the man who turned a small family business into the huge Eddie Stobart lorry fleet has died. Edward Stobart was 56. For 30 of those years, he built a haulage empire, making his lorries the most famous in Britain, the subject of millions of motorway I Spy games. Richard Pallow reports on the sad death of the king of the road.
The iconic trucks return to base as smart and as shiny as ever this evening. The man who made them all famous will look down with some satisfaction at that. Billy has worked for the company for 40 years. The reason? Well, because for more than 30 of them, he spent it with a certain Edward Stobart as his boss.
He was a thinker. He was very enthusiastic about things that he'd done. He liked to move along, and he liked things done correctly. He was a stickler for keeping things right and protocol and that sort of thing. And he was a gentleman.
And this was the gentleman who so many remember fondly. Edward Stobart actually took over the business from his father Eddie. Back then it sold fertilisers, but Stobart Jr. realised haulage was the way forward.
We're always looking for expansion, and we see a tremendous expansion growth within Coventry. And our plans is to grow Eddie Stobart Ltd 100% within Coventry over the next 2 or 3 years.
But in the 70s, the industry had a bad image, and Stobart personally cleaned it up. His drivers had to wear collars and ties, they had to honk their horn at anyone who waved, and each cabin was given a girl's name. The results were startling. When he started, there were 8 trucks. When he left, there were more than 1,000.
In a haulage business that didn't care anything about image and branding, he got it. He was the first one to say, actually, we need to care about our reputation, we need to build our reputation, and we need to stand for something.
These days there are 25,000 fan club members, but admit it, how many more of us have gone Stobart spotting, the game that makes our motorway experience that little bit more bearable. Richard Pallow, ITV News.
It certainly does. That is the life and legacy of Edward Stobart, and that is tonight's ITV News at 10.
Coming next, the National Weather.